is a valuable asset, and you want to take care of your home. From roofs, siding, windows, and doors to furnaces, flooring, landscaping, and much more. This is your go-to for all things home. It's Home Answers Radio, presented by Valdecast Windows and Doors, Level 10 Coatings, and by JeffBuysYourHouse.com with your host, Roger Piper.
Your go-to for all things home. It's Home Answers Radio.
Hi, welcome to Home Answers. I'm Roger Piper. This show is all about your home, everything to do with your home. And I'll make a little promise to you. If you spend the next few minutes with us, you're going to pick up a few tips that maybe you didn't know. Today, we're going to talk about plumbing, and we've got Mike Epping from Center Guard Plumbing. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Roger.
And Mike, Center Guard Plumbing, give us the history. Tell us how it started. We love to hear the beginning of great American companies. So tell us how you started.
Yeah, basically, I was a licensed plumber working for another company and just decided that I wanted to do my own thing. Mm-hmm. And at that point, Center Guard was born. That was 19 years ago. Very proud of that. It'll be 19 years in August of this year. And since then, we've grown exponentially, but I still like to, tell people we're still a family-owned company that you can trust. Our pricing's extremely fair, and my business partner, John, and I take it very personally that, that we are family-owned. Mm-hmm. And the majority of the employees that are working for us now have been with us 10 years plus.
Yeah. And that means a lot when you have employees that long, successful, family-owned, been doing it for years. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's the one great American dream that happens all the time. Center Guard Plumbing, you cover all of Chicagoland, right?
Yes, we do.
Your service areas anywhere. And what we're going to talk about today are some things that are very specific to plumbing. But let me ask you one thing real quick. If you need a plumber, let's say for any reason, okay, any reason at all, and you don't have a guy, right? Everybody's got a guy. But if you don't have a guy, what are the questions that you should ask when you are talking to somebody? Say you're going to, talk to 3 different plumbers for a job that you have coming up. What are the questions that somebody should ask in order to make sure that person is qualified to bring them into their home?
Yeah, the first thing you want to see is that they're actually a licensed plumbing contractor in the state of Illinois. That's huge. You want to make sure they're insured, protect yourself. There's a lot of, handymen, small companies out there that are running, non-licensed people into people's homes. Make sure you're getting a legitimate company like ourselves. And what you'll get with that is you're going to have a warranty process with a company that'll stand behind what they install for you. Mm-hmm. You go to a home center and you purchase something and they have subcontractors that install it. Well, if you ever have a problem with that, you can't just go back to the big box store for the labor and to get the merchandise replaced. You've got to return that too. So in the case of a water heater, it becomes a tremendously large headache and nightmare. And I can explain the differences of, the advantage of using us versus using a home center type subcontractor for that.
Okay, well, let's go into that a little bit. First of all, make sure they're licensed, insured, the whole bit.
Yep.
I mean, that's just common sense. So if you're on the phone with somebody and you ask them, they should be able to provide that to you.
Absolutely.
Okay, and if they can't, run.
Yes, you definitely want to go to find someone else for sure.
Okay, let's talk about that because there is, you go into a big box and you see a display. Okay, get your water heater installed, that kind of thing. Tell us why you don't think that's necessarily a good idea.
Well, the main thing is you're getting a lesser quality unit. The home center is going to have plastic drain valves. It's going to have lesser quality parts. That's the reason their price point is where it's at. So when you buy an actual commercial grade residential water heater from a licensed plumbing contractor, you're getting a very high quality water heater. We install two manufacturers. We use State and we use Bradford White, both very highly rated products. And the beauty of it, and very, very rarely with these products are you going to have, an issue, but always, you want someone there to back it up if you do have a problem. And now here is where using a licensed plumbing contractor like ourselves makes it all worthwhile.
Okay.
If your water heater in that first 6 years, you have a 6-year warranty for the tank itself and parts. If that was to start leaking and you've got a home center water heater, you're going to have to take that water heater out and return it to the store you purchased at to get the new one, and then you're going to be prorated based on the cost change from when you bought that water heater and when it failed. If you use us, a licensed plumbing contractor that's trustworthy, if that water heater that we installed fails in year 5, all you have to do is call us. We verify that it's leaking, and we will come out and put a new water heater in for you, and all you've got to do is pay the labor.
You know, a lot of people probably don't realize that when they're doing it, do they?
No, they have no idea, and that's why I always try to use that as a selling advantage for us. But the other thing that we can do for you is we can actually not only provide that service for you in a higher quality water heater, but I can actually provide that for you at a cheaper price than you'll get from the big box. So you're getting it all.
That's wild. So that's something to really consider. And that's true with a lot of products that go beyond water heaters too, right?
Yeah, faucets, shower valves, the parts internally being plastic versus ceramic or brass, you're getting a lower quality product from a home center than you would get from a plumbing contractor that buys from a plumbing supply house.
Yeah.
So everything's a higher grade, and it should, you might spend a little more up front, but if you don't have to have it repaired or fixed or replaced in the very near future, you want a faucet to last 5 or 10 years. You don't want it to last 2 years. Right. Because you bought it at a box store, and now you're paying labor again to get a new one.
Yeah. So some of those setups that they have in the home improvement places, kind of buyer beware a little bit, huh? I mean, you need to ask those hard questions. What happens if this thing fails?
Yeah, and most people don't do that. They just assume, I've got a 6-year warranty, a 9-year, a 12-year, whatever you get through that big box store. But when it fails is when you have a problem.
Yep.
It's fine with your initial purchase. But after that, you really have no one to tie to that directly for the warranty purposes.
You're listening to Home Answers. I'm Roger Piper. Our guest is Mike Epping with Center Guard Plumbing. You can call them at 847-406-8883, 847-406-8883. And I encourage you to check out the website, centerguardplumbing.com, just like it's spelled, no dashes, dots, or anything like that, centerguardplumbing.com. And Mike, one thing I noticed on your site that I think as a consumer is pretty cool, and I haven't seen this in a lot of places. You can go on there and price your job in 60 seconds. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we're really proud of this. I think it brings honesty, integrity, and you're not having to deal with someone be in your home. So what the goal for my business partner John and I is to make the home buyers, the whole purchase and installation of something as easy and low pressure as possible. And by able to go onto the website and literally price out a job, like you said, in 60 seconds and know exactly what you're getting into before anyone steps foot in your home and pressures you to sign a contract.
Right.
We eliminate all of that. You can do, by going online, you can do that, but you can also text us, email us pictures, whether it's a faucet, a garbage disposal, a toilet, whether it's running or it needs to be replaced, a pipe leak, an outside spigot, an ejector pump, sump pumps, and the big one is excavations. And that's something, another area where we can literally save people thousands of dollars is on a outside sewer line.
Yep. That is a homeowner's nightmare when that happens.
It's the biggest, I would say, ripoff in the plumbing industry by a long shot.
Is it?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about that because, hopefully you don't have to deal with that. But if you do, we're talking enormous amounts of money.
Yep. And the problem is normally it can be rotted and cleared.
Okay.
What these companies do, and they're salespeople. They're not primarily plumbers. They're salespeople trying to sell you something. So they'll go out and try to rod your sewer for 10 or 15 minutes, hit a break, a blockage, or roots, whatever it may be. And right then and there they stop. And now they're having you sign a contract for, $8,000, $12,000, depending on depth and length, $20,000. We go out to those homes, and the majority of the time, we can actually clear their sewer just by rodding it for 2 or 3 hours and save all of that money.
Yeah.
But worst case scenario, we'll run a camera down it, show you what is wrong with your sewer,
Right.
tell you what needs to be done, and we'll do a spot repair. A lot of companies will not do a spot repair. They want to replace the whole line.
Right. And
That's where the money's at.
that's a big difference, too, because if you find out where that problem is, you can repair that. And there are a lot of companies that won't. They're going to say, we have to run a whole new line.
Yeah, it's a big upsell, and the amount of the money that they're charging is the thing that bothers John and I. We're very honest. We survive on high volume and fair pricing. We'd rather do 6 jobs in a day for one individual guy than do 3 jobs and have him take a lot longer to do it and kind of milk that job along and charge, astronomical for the same thing we would do for maybe half the cost.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. Check out some of their testimonials and things on the site as well. With plumbing, it's one of those things that a lot of it isn't planning. A lot of it is, I need it now. And it's stressful. It's stressful if you don't have somebody that you use all the time. So we'll talk more about it in the upcoming segment. But, you can price your job in 60 seconds. I haven't seen that before. And I thought that was pretty cool as somebody that's into home improvement. And I really encourage you to do that. Again, we've been talking with Mike Epping. He's with Center Guard Plumbing, and you can call them at 847-406-8883, 847-406-8883. And it's Center Guard Plumbing, CENTER, guardplumbing.com. And this is Home Answers. I'm Roger Piper on AM 560, The Answer.